Back now on Base Sunday, we interviewed our next guest before a local comedy show, Laughter Against the Machine, and now he has a talk show produced by Chris Rock, airing weekly for 6 episodes. It's titled Totally Biased. It airs on FX. Let's take a look and listen at the original interview with my colleague, Sydney Kohara, and then a promo from Totally Biased. Here it is.
Welcome back, everyone, to Bay Sunday. Our last guests are some of the Bay Area's most outspoken and funniest comedians. See, when you write your own intro, sounds good, doesn't it? Here representing Laughter Against the Machine, please join me in welcoming Nato Green and W. Kamau Bell.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you're
perfect.
Did you,
gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Where did you two get those names? Are those?
I got mine from my parents.
You did?
That's a very crazy
Do you want to go by W or Kamau?
I go by Kamau. W only when people don't know me that well.
There used to be a W, huh?
There was a W, and he's not around anymore. So now I'm reclaiming the W for the forces of good.
Bring the W back.
And NATO?
I'm named after a military surplus gear in Europe.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
Well,
joke.
That's a very clean joke, which we had to tell him to keep it clean. But this is daytime. That's not nighttime. So what inspired you two to become comedians?
I don't know, 5:30 in the morning is technically nighttime in some places. But anyway,
we're concerned.
Yeah, it's the middle of the night. What inspired you to become a comedian?
Were you like the class clown?
No,
or
I was definitely not the class clown. I was the person who always wanted to talk about whatever you weren't supposed to talk about. And
so you were the bad boy then?
And I got expelled from many preschools, and then at some point someone gave me a microphone.
So say that at night.
Say that at night in front of drunk people, and it'll all work out.
And Kamau, what about you?
I was an only child, so I find myself to be fascinating.
You're a legend in your own mind, huh?
Yeah, I find myself to be eminently interesting, so naturally stand-up comedy was the place for me.
All right, tell me about this program.
Well, we started Laughter Against the Machine a couple of years ago, and with our comrade Hari Kondabalu, and now we've added Janine Brito to the band. And the idea of Laughter Against the Machine is it's a stand-up comedy show that's funny, but it's comedy about ideas. It's comedy for a thinking audience that wants to be challenged and provoked as well as entertained.
So give me an idea about your ideas in this show.
Kamau.
Well, keep it clean, remember.
Yeah, keep it clean. Well, beep. Well, I mean, I think we definitely all talk about politics. We talk about, I talk about race. We all talk about our identities, but also in sort of how we don't fit into what people think our identities are. And so it's so it's a show about, I don't know, say something funny.
Well, like, for example, I was disappointed by how healthcare reform went, because I thought that healthcare reform was going to be like Oprah, like America, look under your seat, you get a doctor, you get a doctor, you get a doctor. But that didn't work out. And so now we all ended up with this so-called healthcare reform, but it's reform in the same sense that cirrhosis will reform your liver.
Do you think people are too politically correct these days?
Not at our crowd.
Yeah, good people are too politically correct. Evil people aren't politically correct enough.
Okay, so where do you stand in all of this? Comedy's,
comedy's not a place for political correctness. I think comedy has to be a place where everything can be done well and everything can be done poorly. And there's a lot of comedy being done poorly out there.
And part of our approach to comedy is we don't sort of see it as a politically correct, not politically correct in the sense that people tend to think. Our approach is you can talk about anything as long as you're clear and responsible about your point of view. So even when we talk about things that people would normally say that's politically incorrect, we talk about it in a way that's not dismissive or belittling about the reasons that people might be uncomfortable with it.
Do you love what you do? Is it hard to come up with material, or do you find inspiration just in everyday life?
Pretty much we turn on the news and open the newspaper and wait until...
And come on Bay Sunday, right?
Yes,
Am I going to be... Are you going to make fun of me?
Go through life.
You can, though. It's okay.
Nah, I would never. I couldn't. It's too personal.
Too easy.
It's too personal.
It's too personal.
It hits too close to home.
Yeah.
When you came up with this idea, how did you want to stand out from other comedians? It's Laughter Against the Machine. Just a chance to get together and just have some fun?
Well, we're all like-minded comedians, and I think that a lot of times when you go to a comedy club, the thing that a lot of people don't go to comedy clubs is because they feel like the comics aren't speaking of a certain level of intelligence, or the comics aren't talking about things that interest them. So we decided to, and we always felt like we stuck out at comedy clubs, like sort of the sore thumb. So we wanted to create a show of all sore thumbs.
Sore thumbs.
It's the Sore Thumb Comedy Show.
And it's funny, huh?
It's hilarious.
A bunch of sore thumbs being funny.
Yeah.
How do you handle criticism? I always wanted to.
Not well. Really
We attack.
Really poorly. I tend to cocoon.
Well, but come on, you put yourself out there. I mean, that's very admirable.
I mean, I think we regularly, when we do a show, I sort of feel like the show's not good if we don't get a few emails mad at us.
Wow.
So we regularly.
Well, you make people think, and I like that. So let me tell people, you can.
All right, thanks, Sydney and Nato and Kamau. For more information about Kamau, that's K-A-M-A-U, log on to KamauBell.com. More Bay Sunday right after the break. Stick around, everybody.